This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Welcome to the From Pain to Purpose radio show. I'm your host, Eva Fulton. In this show, we explore the incredible journeys of resilience, healing, and transformation. In each episode, we will sit down with individuals who have faced unimaginable struggles and turned their pain into power, heartbreak into hope, and their challenges into meaningful change and finding new purpose in life. Through candid conversations and inspiring stories, we will uncover how pain, whether emotional, physical, mental, or spiritual, can be the catalyst for profound growth and a deeper sense of purpose. So if you are looking for motivation, insight, and real stories of triumph over adversity, you're in the right place. Let's get started on this journey from pain to purpose. Let's give veterans a voice through Military Broadcast Talk. Hey, welcome everybody. Hey, I see we've got already 3 people watching. Thank you. You're joining us live from West Virginia, Summit Point to be specific. I'm your host, Eva Fulton, and this is the From Pain to Purpose radio show. I'm live here with Rally4Vets, and this is our do-over from yesterday. Had some technical mic issues. They had a band that was going to play yesterday, and I had to reset up over here. So thought we would try a round 2 on some great interviews because it was a great conversation yesterday. I'm so sorry y'all couldn't hear it, but sometimes it's what we have to do to be able to make sure we get the stories in and give veterans a voice, because I have just had a very phenomenal weekend so far, and just getting behind the wheel and finding that need for speed has been exhilarating. So I gave y'all some hints on 2 nicknames that I grew up with. Somebody they had the right name for the second one, so that was my second nickname was Eva Andretti, and the first one I didn't hear any of my classmates say anything, but it was Eva Knievel. So I guess it's been in my genes that yes, I like a little bit of daring stuff. I didn't really know that until the last couple of years. I have learned to enjoy that. Yes, Eva likes a little bit of adrenaline in her life. So anyway, so joining me right beside me is Richie. Tell about yourself, Richie.
So I'm Richie Haynes. I served in the Army from 2002 to 2011. I was 1st Armored Division and also 1st Space Company. And I've been out since 2011. I've got my bachelor's, working on my 2nd master's, trying to enter the world of business. And I found out about this event back in the springtime. I wish I would have known about it in years past. I totally would have come, because this is a blast.
Yeah, this is the 5th year.
Yeah.
Who knew that this would be the 5th year that it's happening? I'll definitely be back next year. This has been so much fun. We have 7 women drivers this year, and that was kind of surprising even to Robert. He was like, wow, we have 7 women. Because I said, we got to get a women's picture. Got to get a ladies picture. So we got the group picture for us representing. But it's pretty cool. So we had somebody from every branch of service, even Space Force, National
Coast
Guard,
Guard.
2 Coasties. So really representing. So we they published the morning time list. I wasn't last. I felt really good. I wasn't last. But you know, when you're driving something that's not your normal car, I'm just so proud of myself. I know how to drive a stick and no grinding gears. Robert would be happy. So. What has been your favorite part of the weekend so far?
Well, I mean, the driving is obviously up there, but also meeting a lot of great people. This is the most veterans I've been around in a long time.
Really?
Yeah, so that's been nice getting to know some of the other people. They have a nice skid pad so you can test out your drifting skills. And it's also nice because this track is very twisty. There's lots of bumps and turns, and
it's
sometimes
very
there's little downhill parts right before a turn. So it's like you said, it's very technical. It's very enjoyable.
Very technical, not a loop-de-loop.
And then in the morning we drive in one direction. In the afternoon we switch in and do the opposite direction. It's like a totally different track.
It is for sure. And this morning we had added difficulty with rain on the track too. Fortunately, we got some extra practice laps around. And I think that really helped aerate. I think it's the right word. Aerate the track. You know, help dry off some of the extra rainwater. A little cooler, a little breezier today. Everybody's bundled up a little bit more. But man, this has been a phenomenal event. It's not the most well attended this year, but I think it's very worthwhile for people to come. You know, where's the farthest? I think I've seen Georgia tags, North Carolina tags. Have you seen?
I'm from Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
so Georgia beats me by about 1,000 miles. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
It's pretty far. It's only took me about 4 hours to get here.
Yeah. I don't know. So how did I do?
Oh, I think you did great. And also, you know, you're driving a Miata.
Right.
So it's maybe not, it doesn't have as much oomph as some of the other cars in the field.
Right.
So I think that combined with your driving, you did very well.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the main thing is to have fun, and I can tell you're having fun.
I'm having a blast.
You're always smiling every time I see you.
I gotta smile. It's, you know, I grew up with Dad racing. So Dad's been pretty proud cheering me on. The last run, he goes, I think you did better this time. I think you did better. So it's been fun having Dad cheer me. You know, that's pretty neat. I grew up watching him race on Jeeps and everything. So, you know, the track feels different.
Oh, yeah.
It does feel different today than it did yesterday. But I think that the tires gripped better than I thought they were going to grip this morning.
Okay.
Only, I think that third practice, you know, parade lap around this morning, I had a little bit of squiggle back there, a little squirrely, but other than that, everything felt very good.
Yeah, so far so good. Yeah.
I think I took the turns better and just, you know, understanding how the Miata responded versus what my truck does. It's a very different feel.
Very different view.
Yeah. You know, so folks, we have had 2 people that had some issues today. So
one a little more major than the other. But everyone's okay.
Everyone's safe. Yeah. But everybody definitely paused to make sure that, you know, they were okay.
Oh, yeah.
You know, leaving out and everything. So, but they're still here watching.
Yep.
You know, they're still here watching. So that's good.
Yep. So we still have half a day left.
Yeah.
We got 4 or 5 runs tops. That's all we have left. It's 4 or 5 more.
Right. So. I might get to race this afternoon. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. We're waiting to see. That's why I'm trying to squeeze this, squeeze this in and make sure, you know, we cover the topics to make sure from yesterday. I'm so sorry, folks. So sorry. What else did we cover yesterday that we meant to cover? We covered a lot yesterday that they didn't get to hear.
Yeah. I think we hit all the main points. I'm trying to think what else we did discuss. Don't know. It couldn't have been too important, right?
Oh, I know what it was. The point of when you're on the track, what do you think about?
So today was a little different than yesterday. So the conversation will be a little different.
Okay.
Today it was rainy. And I know I could have put up a faster time, but the goal is to cross the finish line.
Right.
So I really didn't want to go off the track at all. So I held back a little bit. So that was kind of my thought was don't push it, don't push
Right.
it, don't push it.
Because you still drive your car.
Yeah,
Right.
I got to take it to work on Monday. So.
Right. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine that. But that's the cool thing about a lot of these cars are people's street cars.
Mhm.
They really
Yep.
do drive these, but they just have some fun with it. I know one guy. What does he have? He has a Corvette, but he bought the race package with this vehicle compared to his last vet. So I've had some nice technical conversations with guys. I didn't feel too out of place.
Yeah.
I can talk the lingo.
Mhm. Now you hold your own, I
I
think.
can hold my own. I didn't feel as pushed today.
Yeah.
That was the nice thing. Yesterday I felt I was a little pushed, and maybe that was because I just was still so new at it. I feel like
That's what's nice about having it as a 2-day event. So we had yesterday was practice all day.
Right. Time doesn't matter.
Low stress, yep.
Right.
So it kind of made the less anxiety today. Kind of know what you're getting into.
Right.
So it was good.
But I had the familiarity. The only change was the rain on the surface. So
kept it interesting, that's for sure.
It did keep it interesting, but it seems to have dried out pretty well.
Oh yeah, I think so.
And in case y'all can't hear, they're back there. They're back there racing. So time's happening right now, live. And I'll try to do a Facebook Live when we're having the award ceremony, and that'll be interesting. We'll see who wins, top dog, and which branch wins.
I think Army's taking it.
Yeah, I'm going.
Good money's on Army.
I'm going Team Army too, of course.
A little bit biased.
I know, right? It's okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and switch. Susan's right here. Thanks, Richie.
Thank you.
And, we're going to have to stay in touch because we're already connected on
definitely.
LinkedIn. And this will not be our last conversation.
This will not be a one-time event.
That's right. That's
sure.
right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Richie. Race on, dude.
Yep.
All right. Next up. I have a beautiful young lady joining me and her service dog, which is why we're here. Woody, everybody, this is Susan.
Hello.
And I don't know if you can see. Let's see. There's Woody.
Here, Woody. Sit.
Good boy. Aw, see, so good. So good. So, how are you doing today?
Good. How are
Good.
you?
I'm fantastic. Hey, I think we have Mike working. I'm hoping anyway.
That would be nice.
It acted like it was working, and I haven't seen anybody put anything in the comments saying, hey, we can't hear you. We still have 4 listeners, so I think we're doing something right. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Susan, and I am prior Air Force. I was active duty from 2007 through 2014.
Yeah.
And then I was ER nurse in the Air Force.
Right.
And then I separated and went to graduate school. So here I am.
All right. But active duty, I understand you were a field nurse, right?
I was ER trauma nurse.
Yeah, you were a trauma nurse. Twice.
I was in Afghanistan and Iraq first and in Afghanistan. Yes.
Yeah. And I know we talked a pretty good time yesterday, and I want to make sure I have you on, maybe a future time where we can talk more, because I want to make sure we cover the option of what this organization has done for you, and maybe helping people to understand what is the purpose of a service dog, and maybe what are some of the questions that they didn't know they could or should ask, and thinking about whether a service animal is right for them.
So so first of all, I know there are so many different organizations that raise and train service dogs. And I got him from Veterans Moving Forward, which is one of the many. They're located in Northern Virginia area. And they were the closest ones to my home. And so basically, had a couple people ask me if I had ever thought of applying for myself when I had interact with different organizations that raise them. And after a lot of careful thought, I went ahead and decided to put in the application, and it's one of the best decisions I've made.
But it's not I decided and autumn, next week you're getting a dog.
No, it's a process. And I can only speak to the process for the organization that I work with.
Right.
But for me in particular, first it started with an application, and then submitting medical records and documents, doctor's notes, and a letter of recommendation from one of my providers saying how they thought that it would be beneficial and what a service animal would do for me.
Right.
And then going through the med board where they review everything and determine, is this appropriate? And then there's, the actual process, and you wait and, work on getting matched with an animal, which for me personally, it was a very tough time in my life, and it kind of, things fell together in a pretty rapid progression for me. But I know that it can take a bit longer.
Yeah.
I just happened to find Woody, and he was mature and ready to be matched, and he decided that he wanted me to be his veteran, and so here we are.
So I was listening to one of the organizers of Veterans Moving Forward earlier, and it's at least a 2-year process for them to train the dog.
Yes.
Because you got to think about it, in dog years, that's 14, waiting at least 2 years for them at 14 years old. And but if they're closer to 3, it's probably more ideal from what I understood.
Yeah.
Because they're just going to be a little bit more mature dog and have had time to train them for your individual disability cues.
Right. Yeah. So basically, when I met Woody, he was just about 2, and he was ready to be matched, maturity wise. They'd been training him since he was a puppy, and then once we were determined to match, then they were training him specifically for the alerts that I needed.
Yeah.
And to give me what I needed. And it's also a lot of learning for me.
Right.
We graduated, we had matched on January 1st. We graduated in August. Here it is in October already, and I'm still learning. I still have so much to learn.
Yeah. But you got to attend the inaugural Rally4Vets ball.
Yep.
That must have been exciting.
It was. It was an honor.
Getting glammed up is always,
Yes.
You can't go wrong getting glammed up.
No, finding a ball gown and all of that stuff. Yes.
But
it's a far cry from how I normally dress.
How has having a service dog changed your life, though? I want to address that because I think for some people who feel like maybe they're stuck at home, maybe a service animal is something that gives you some of that freedom back to feel like you're gaining some control over your life.
Yes. So actually, he has been such a positive influence on me, and people that I know have told me that they can see a significant difference of how I was before to how I am now.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of things that maybe I wasn't doing. Some things were just basic, just taking care, like I wasn't taking as good care of myself as I should have been. And it's hard, right?
Yeah, no, I get it.
So
yeah.
After a couple deployments, sometimes life changes.
Your perspective, it's your perspective changes, and what do you value life? And sometimes risk taking, changes things. But you've been involved with other organizations, Combat Vets Association.
Yeah, I ride with the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. It's been a minute since I've worn my skates, but I've played ice hockey.
Okay.
So yeah.
Wow. It was funny when Dad and I were driving out the other day. we saw a guy on a motorcycle, and he had a very, very furry dog. His dog hair must have been that long. I don't know what it was, but he had goggles on and sitting up on the back, in the back seat. The jump seat, is that what it's called? Something like that.
Like the passenger seat.
Yeah. And the dog was just enjoying looking around with his goggles. I wish I could have gotten a picture.
I know. That's the goal that we have, is to get my bike fitted so that he can come with me when I ride.
Oh, that would be so much fun.
Yes.
So much fun. Wow. Well, anything that I could have, should have asked that maybe the audience might want to hear?
So I would just say, having a service dog, there's a process. It's the process, especially, after, being a veteran and having been overseas and deployed a couple times, there's things can be a little bit more challenging to cope with. But I think that having applied for a service dog and been matched with one, he has definitely made my life a lot better. I have been able to do things and do them better than I would have had I not had him.
I think one of the things that I asked you yesterday also that I wanted to make sure we covered was that time process of putting in the application, though it seemed like it was a long process because of going through all of those, steps of getting the medical and the documentation and you also had support from family and how this was going to change your life with having a dog. But it was critical for you to kind of have some of that stakeholder buy-in and also the support, but that even going to work, it was changing your dynamic of things as well.
So, obviously you have, now I'm navigating the world, like everyday life, with a service dog. So it's not just me running in and out of the store or going to sit down to eat in a restaurant. It's us. We're a team.
Right.
So
for a reason.
For a reason.
It was funny or odd. There's a beagle over there that's been in training. Cute. I've had a beagle before, so I love beagles. But it's a rescue dog.
She does search and rescue.
Yeah, search and rescue dog. She doesn't seem to do so well as a service dog.
Well, that's her thing, is search and rescue.
Yeah, but she was telling me about, they went into a hardware store and the dog was on that search and rescue for a lady that was having a diabetic, episode, and she could smell the sugar had dropped, and they had to deal with that. And
it's amazing what dogs can be taught. So they can be taught to detect low blood sugar levels for people with diabetes. They can be taught to detect elevated heart rates for people who have
anxiety
cardiac issues. They can detect seizure activity before it happens.
Wow.
They can be taught to do the things to meet your needs. So if I needed, there was one veteran I knew of who the dog was taught to fetch his meds, to bring him his meds when he needed to take them.
Yeah.
So that he remained compliant.
Wow.
So, Woody is able to detect before I know sometimes that something's not right.
Right.
And to help to, make sure that I do what I needed to do to take care of myself.
Well, he's doing good right now. You're awesome. Good right here now.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, of course.
Thank you.
This is a phenomenal event, guys. If y'all get a chance, please come out next year. It'll be the 6th annual, and I don't see this slowing down. It's the only event that of its kind for racing that combines all 6 branches, and just the they've been feeding us all weekend long. Great sandwiches and
So,
coffee.
I had an opportunity to like go out on the skid pad yesterday
Oh,
with the
did you?
driver. So yeah, it was.
I
with
see. I
different
haven't
maneuvers.
done that yet.
It was a lot of fun.
I haven't done that yet. I don't know if I want to do the skid pad. It's funny. I'm okay doing this stuff, but I don't know that I want to
Yeah,
do
well,
the
doing
skid
the
pad.
parade laps yesterday was a little like nerve-wracking too, because it was an amazing opportunity. I'm so grateful that I had the chance to, Woody and I were strapped into the Miata and did the pace laps
Right.
for a bit. And it was a lot of fun when I came up to that one bank turn. I wasn't expecting it, but you see it, watching NASCAR and races and things, but to actually experience that behind the wheel yourself, was really pretty cool.
It's different, yeah. Did you wear the helmet and everything
that
too?
I did not.
You didn't have to,
wear the helmet.
just
seat belts. Yeah,
right.
It was just parade laps.
Yeah, no,
So,
I get
no
it.
racing.
Well, I wanted to make sure I squeeze this in, everybody. I know this is a short episode to play some catch up from yesterday. We didn't get to get Marie and Robert over, but I'm going to try and do a Facebook Live during the ceremony and see who is top dog and which branch takes it home for the weekend. So, your Army? No, Air Force.
Air Force, yes.
I know that guy over there, wherever he went, there he is. He's Marines, and
and I know Robert was Army, and Woody's his namesake was a Vietnam veteran.
Okay.
So,
well, everybody, hope to see you guys here next year. Ladies, come and race too. You can do your streetcar. So, check y'all on a Facebook Live. Coming up next Saturday, I'm not looking at, but I'm pretty sure it's Brian Sims, and then there's Bryce Hansen, I think. Anyways, I'm booking already in December, guys. So if you want in on my schedule, let me know. Reach out, eva@mbradio.us or info@evafulton.com. And what else? Oh, my book is Welcome to My People Garden. Half of the proceeds through the month of November will go to Military Broadcast Radio. We are giving veterans a voice, and y'all have a fantastic week. So catch you later on a Facebook Live. Bye. Oops. If I can end it there.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.